Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 in my series about how to work with lower stress. This series is loosely taken from these two books. They'll be linked down in the description below, probably as Amazon affiliate links, which means that if you purchase either of the books through the link in the description, I might get a small commission. Really helps out the channel, helps support what I do here, and yeah, much appreciated. So today is episode 3, and in this video I want to talk about to-do lists, specifically to-do list, singular. And that's really the important point, is to have a single to-do list with only your items on it. So let's unpack that. So the first part is have a single to-do list. So I know a lot of people, myself included in the past actually, who would have multiple to-do lists. And this might take many different forms. It could be multiple to-do lists based on the day in which they were written. It could be multiple to-do lists just because you ran out of space on one scrap of paper, so you went to another scrap of paper. I've been there. I've definitely been there. I've written to-do lists on little envelopes, empty envelopes. I took out the letter, did something with it. The envelope was sitting on my desk still. It hadn't gone to the recycling, and I started writing notes on it. That's bad. We want to stay away from that. The other form that I've seen this take is a lot of times you might have like a personal to-do list and a work to-do list. That's a little bit better because you might be in different mindsets depending on what part of the day you're in. But I have found that if I have those two lists, sometimes I'll find that at work, if my personal to-do list is getting really long, I'm stressed out about all the stuff I have to do when I get home. Or if I'm at home and my work to-do list is really long, getting really long, I stress out about what I'll have to do at work the next day, and that might even impact my sleep. Realistically, I'm not going to say combine the two because that has inherent dangers as well. Really find what works for you and either have one to-do list for everything or one to-do list per mindset that you're in, and especially if you can separate them out by time. So if you're doing a bunch of consulting, for instance, and it might be intermixed, I would recommend that you consider all of your consulting activities to be one mindset that you're in and have one to-do list for all of your consulting activities rather than have one to-do list per client. You might also have that as a way to communicate with them, but as a way to communicate to yourself what your personal to-do list is, don't try to separate them out if you can't also separate them out by time. So that's have a single to-do list. It's really once you can sort out all that other stuff, having a single to-do list is pretty straightforward. It's something where you can more or less start at the top and work your way down. You can work on prioritizing it accordingly, that sort of thing. We can get into that in later videos. Leave a comment below if that's something you want me to go into. Talk about prioritization and that sort of thing. The second part of this is it should only have your items on it. So I've seen a bunch of situations where you might have like a team to-do list, or especially in Scrum or other agile methodologies, you have some sort of board that has everybody's activities on it. That's fine for what it's designed for, team planning, estimation, determining how close to the end of the sprint you are and how well you're doing at as far as your sprint commitments go and that sort of thing. That's fine. But as a personal, what do I have to do today? I found that doesn't work so well because it doesn't fully represent all the activities that you have to do even at work. Let's say you were at a conference and you need to submit an expense report. That's probably not going to go on your Scrum board. Let's say that you're a manager and you have to do performance reviews or something like that. That's not going to go on a Scrum board or anything like that. We won't get into the discussion of whether or not managers should be on Scrum teams. That can be a totally different conversation, even outside of this series. End of the day, you'll probably have more stuff that goes on your personal to-do list that you have to do by yourself than just what's going to go into your Scrum board or something like that. So that's kind of the key takeaway there is to really have a single to-do list, again, possibly per mindset or per time slice, but a single to-do list that only has your items on it and has all of your items on it. So everything you have to do when you are in that mode of thinking. So that's all for today. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this videos with your friends and colleagues. If you are trying to adopt this sort of thing and get questions about why you're doing it and other things like that, feel free to send them my way. Feel free to send them this video. I found that sending videos, books, resources really helps people kind of gain a common understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish, rather than just me explaining, I think I should do this because X, Y, and Z. So feel free to use resources for that. Again, buy the books from the links below. I get a small commission. And be sure to stay tuned for the next installments in this series. And if you have ideas for other things I can talk about, either on my channel or in this series, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.